feels like winter is almost done for the year.
Which means there's got to be another massive snowstorm on the way.
With only 10 school days left until spring break, there's still time for 4 more episodes of The Bridge.
Our art segment today is going to be a little light since most of our coverage team was in Nashville for Show Choir Nationals.
Here with a small update are the fill-ins.
I'm here in Nashville, Tennessee at the Gaylord Hotel at Show Choir Nationals. Our show choir placed second nationally with Best Choreo, Most Improved, and Best Costume. Be sure to give everyone a warm congratulations on this awesome achievement.
I'm sure we'll have much more on Friday's episode, but in the meantime, congrats to all of our Sleepy Show Choir kids who are back in school today. Reminder, you still have one more chance on Thursday night to catch their post-show here in the auditorium.
Can't wait to see it. In the meantime, it was a busy weekend for our sports team as well. Here with all the latest is our athletics coverage.
Welcome back, Raiders, to another week of athletics. This week, the archery team has been making some significant advancement in its field. We interviewed two of their captains, Tegan Asher and Jack Myrie.
So we're it's the archery team. We have grades 9 through 12. It's a season that goes from, we start practicing at the end of November, and competition season starts in January until hopefully nationals, which goes all the way until May. We've been doing really great. We've definitely improved since last year. We just broke our 3D record.
Oh, yeah.
So we just got a personal best in the school's 3D record.
Yeah, we have the state tournament coming up soon. Hopefully we're going to make it in. It looks like we're doing really good for that. Archery is really fun, and if you like to shoot stuff, or if you're on the trap team especially, come join us. It's really fun, and they're chill practices too.
Definitely recommend. Please join. We're really cool.
Hastings Archery Team, rah!
Thank you, captains, and good luck on the season, Raiders.
After a long week of wrestling, the Raiders worked hard to secure a 4th place spot in state. Good job, Raiders. We also had 3 individuals who placed in state. Will Bainbridge, who placed 5th, and Trey Beisel, who faced a challenging injury but secured himself 2nd place. Good job, boys. And we have a new title for the Raiders, freshman Beckett Edstrom. Good job, Beckett.
Also this week, we have our boys basketball going to sections. They play at 7 o'clock at Apple Valley tonight. Our boys basketball team has a record of 13-13 and is the 8th seed for sections. Good luck tonight to our basketball players.
Basketball tonight, Show Choir Thursday. A busy week before things settle for a little bit before spring break.
Agreed. Earlier, I mentioned that Minnesota always tends to have a few false springs before the real thing gets here.
Which means maybe a March snow day.
And the person who has to make those tough decisions and so much more is brand new to Hastings. Jen Banky is here to help us to get to know our new superintendent.
I started in education as actually a second field for me. I began in business in my 20s, went into education in my early 30s, taught in St. Paul Public Schools, got into administration there, was a building level leader for three years there, then went to White Bear Lake area schools, Robbinsdale area schools, was superintendent in Royalton for 4 years, and then here in Hastings. Our oldest is also a teacher, social studies teacher, and he's actually teaching at 917. Our next daughter is an LPN, considering going back to school for an RN. Our next son just got accepted into medical school, so he's got a whole journey ahead of him. And then our youngest graduates from college this year, and she will start her master's in social work this coming fall.
What has been the biggest challenge, not about Hastings specifically, but coming to a new school district?
Getting to know all the different connections, who's related to whom, and how the family dynamics work. We have a lot of people working here that graduated from here, which is really exciting. So just learning all of that is fun. I don't know if it's a challenge as much as it is fun.
What has been the best surprise about Hastings schools?
When I walk into every single building, I see that kids feel that they belong there. Also that feeling of connectedness, and that's been really good. It's nice to walk into really positive cultures and climates in our buildings, and I see how much our teachers care about our students, and they have really good relationships, and that matters, and that's fun. And I'll tell you, I have really enjoyed all the activities all the kids participate in. I've gotten to see lots of different ball games, show choirs, band concerts, middle school, high school plays.
This is a question from the students.
Oh no.
What determines how you have a snow day?
I have to tell you, those are some of my worst nights. So I can tell you, I sit on webinars with the National Weather Service. I'm in contact with multiple superintendents. I'm in contact with our transportation director, and these conversations start the day before, and they continue on. If I haven't called it before the night before, I'm up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and we're all on conversations, and we're determining the call. And once that decision is made, then we have to communicate out in the various ways to all the families and students. And so I can tell you, it's not a lot of sleep that night, but once the decision is made, it's made. And it's hard because sometimes our environment, our region is a little different. So we could even have a neighboring district that can have school. But for example, when we had to close the one day, our rural areas just were so icy.
Absolutely.
Our buses couldn't travel. Well, that made up a third of our students.
If you could have been in one activity here at Hastings growing up, which one would it have been and
Show
why?
choir, for
Why?
sure. I was
Show
in
choir
sports.
kids?
Yeah, I can say that so fast. I was in sports and I was in music, and I loved them both. But we didn't have show choir to that. We had what we called a swing choir, but it wasn't to the extent of this show choir, and it just looked so fun. When we went to the preview show, I said to my husband, "Oh, I want to be in that choir."
Recently, if you have heard the murmurs in the hallways, Regular History and APUSH have been working on the annual Decade Project.
What is APUSH?
Yes.
It is AP US History. It's a college level course that students can take now as a sophomore or junior and potentially get college credit if they pass the test in May. The Decades Project has been around for literally multiple decades actually. Even before I started teaching. It's a chance for kids to become the decade rather than just reading about it and studying it. They actually have some collaboration with other students to turn either the 50s or the 60s, 70s or 80s or 90s into kind of a full-fledged multimedia presentation in class. Kind of skit-oriented, audience involvement is part of it, but becoming the fads, the fashions, bringing in the food, becoming the political events, the people of the decade, and kind of bringing it to life is what the decades are all about. Favorite theme? I think all of the themes of the decades are pretty cool, which is why the decades is such a unique project, because all these decades are so different from each other. Probably my favorite theme, if I had to pick one, would be the 1980s, because it is my childhood, and I like to relive and watch what my childhood looked like. Some people would suggest it's because I'm old, but that is not the case. Most difficult part is probably not procrastinating, because there is so much time to work on it, and even just matching up schedules with partners and groups. That time where you have to actually work outside of class can sometimes be tough as opposed to the in-class time that we get. So I'd probably say scheduling and organization can be the hardest for students.
Last Wednesday, the French students took a trip to the zoo. The Minnesota Zoo set up specific spots for the students to tell all about animals around the world. The high-level French 3, got to present a specific animal, ranging from penguins, flamingos, hornbills, and tapirs. Lower French levels had the ability to walk around and listen to the presentations. It wasn't just our famous French classmates. Other schools brought their students to talk about their animals as well.
Make sure to say hi when you see the new superintendent at any of the many events she attends.
And speaking of many events, the foreign language department seems to never rest.
Knowledgeable's Sherlock Homies ended with a close regionals meet last Thursday, falling just short of making state. Our 3 teams did amazing this year, and we congratulate them all on a great finish to the season. And if you're interested in joining something similar to Group Jeopardy and are going to be here next year, then we encourage you to look into joining Knowledgeable in the future. February 23rd was Chandelier, or Crepe Day, while the 2nd of February was actually Crepe Day in France, but we're not going to talk about that. French students at the high school learned about the history, origins, and some modern cultural traditions, as well as connections across different places earlier this month. Last week, they enjoyed making crepes as a class, and one favorite tradition was flipping a crepe with their non-dominant hand for luck. From first-hand accounts, the students showed true gluttony for the French pastries, spoiling many of their appetites for lunch. Now enjoy some nice footage of the event.
For a small episode, it seems like we have a lot packed in.
Which means it's like every other week here at HHS.
Keep emailing Colvin or stopping by his room.
You can't tell your story if you don't know what's happening. From all of us here at the Bridge, I'm Ryan Stump.
And I'm Charlotte Rupp. We'll see you Friday, Raiders.